Okay. So
So we
to
have started again, Abby.
to bring it down, government need to go back to the
No, one
PIB.
minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Okay.
Pascal,
Okay.
Pascal, 1 minute.
Okay.
I'm coming. Just a moment. Let me just do some house cleaning.
Okay.
Everything seems to have changed, so I need to quickly fix it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. This will reduce. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I think we're good.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, we government need to go back to the PIB. If I'm to run the industry, I will put a stop to export of crude. Nigerian crude should be fully refined inland in the country. We use the ones we can use and export petrol, diesel. Selling crude does not maximize our financial returns. You say crude at $82 per barrel. If you refine them to about 12, break it down to 12
Different
components,
distillates. Yeah.
the total value may be up to $200 per barrel.
Per barrel.
If you do that inland, you can now use those products to subsidize the petrol. That's what other countries do. Government sells crude at $82 per barrel. There's no room for them to subsidize the petrol. That's why we're having issues. But then you use
In
the
fact,
asphalt to do the road. You said you export the aviation fuel to Europe. You can use the cost of, if you sell the aviation fuel at the international market, you can use it to subsidize the petrol, part of it for local consumption. Two, NNPC need to start operating certain critical fuels for local consumption because government need to understand that this is for to power the economy, not about just revenue. It's Nigerian primary source of energy to drive the economy. So if government drive the economy, triples the GDP, they can recover the cost at the tail end of the value chain, which is through VAT. What happens when government is trying to collect money upstream, which is the problem? They want to just say crude and pocket money and share. That is wrong. This will take the crude, drive the economy, create value, then collect recover cost through value VAT. That is the best. That's the better what a responsible government should be doing. Because you must, if you collect, if the tax at the tail end of the value chain, they have created a job in the economy. By the time you export crude, you're exporting job overseas. Nigerian oil industry does not employ up to 100,000 people. Your oil and gas. But if you use that energy to power manufacturing sector, if all the clothes one in Africa is produced in Nigeria, all the basic FMCG produced in Nigeria, Nigeria is the major factory hub, manufacturing hub for Africa. Our GDP will triple. By the time our GDP triples and you apply 5% across as value added across the GDP, you're going to get more revenue than what they are doing now.
so if I get you correctly, what you are saying is that Nigeria is exporting crude oil per barrel, $82,
Correct.
$80, right? That
Correct.
instead of Nigeria doing that, Nigeria should just focus on refining the crude
More.
oil, right?
Correct.
And then
Yes.
selling some of the distillates, some of the
Correct. Components.
byproducts. Yes, the
Yes.
byproduct of
Component.
the refining, right?
Correct. Correct.
Now, it makes sense because if you export one, which is what you said now, you export 1 barrel of crude oil, you sell it at $82. But if you refine it, you have asphalt, you have diesel, you have
LPG.
naphtha, you
LPG.
have LPG, you
Yes.
have all those things. By the time you refine it, it comes up to maybe $200 per barrel.
Correct.
So you'll be making more money refining the crude oil instead of
Correct.
just selling the crude oil out. That's one. But
Perfect.
then the question is this:
Mm.
we have said this now. The government is not listening because I don't want to believe that there are no persons in government that know that it is cheaper or it is better for Nigeria to export refined petrol products than for us to sell crude oil. They know, but they choose not to do it because it enables them to be corrupt and benefit from the corruption in the system. So my question is, how do you get government to do what you're suggesting now? Because the NLC is weak, the TUC is weak. No, these are the people that are supposed to fight for us. The religious leaders are quiet. Entertainers are doing their entertainment. Everybody is doing their business so far as they can get by and live their lives. How do we get government to listen, to do this thing that you are saying now so that price can come down? Because from what you have painted now, it is not possible for the prices to come down if this is not done. How do we get government to listen?
Okay. When I was in oil and gas, I discovered that these IOCs are not actually doing something that is rocket science. They
In
issue
fact, God will
tenders.
bless you.
They
Sorry,
issue.
God will bless you for this thing that you just said.
So what are
What
they
they are
still doing?
doing is not rocket science.
Yes, I was there for a couple of years. So they will give contract to the oil service company. That's where that's what owns the tech. They come and they spend 3 months to do the. After that, they take over operations. Those things can be done by Nigerians. The problem that Nigeria is not actually a sovereign country.
Hmm.
We're not economically independent. These multinationals are the offshoot and extension of NATO. You need to understand that. So that's the only way they can have access to Nigerian resources. So until we get Mobi, Chevron, Agip out of our territory, we don't have full control. Share we always take the crude overseas. That's why they get their own value. Mobi we want to do the same. That's how they get their own value. So until we get them out of the system, like the Middle East are doing by aligning with BRICS, Nigeria need to quickly align with BRICS. That's the only way we can take control of our resources. So once we do that, NNPC can now be in full control. NNPC will be like Aramco or the one or Petrol, the one in Brazil.
Yeah.
Have
Or
to take full control.
Petronas in
Petronas
Indonesia,
in
in Malaysia.
By Brazil. If Petronas in Brazil, then Aramco of Saudi Arabia. You need to have that NNPC need to leverage that capacity. Because I don't see the value that added. Share is not a technology company. They don't have any R&D. So I don't know what they're doing that is rocket science that NNPC cannot do. So, but we cannot just get them out of the system because that I don't know the agreements they have with Nigeria. So, don't have, so these changes we are facing. Although currently most of them they're selling their assets, but they're still on offshore. Part of the offshore they have sold them to Saplat, Owando, and Co. But I hope that with BRICS taking over, we'll be able to have better control over our natural resources. Because sometimes I ask myself, how we even sure there's no pipeline from Nigeria to meet sea where they take this crude? Because we don't have Nigeria have no capacity to even do to survey our ocean floor. Because they could be piping our crude. Nobody knows. It's possible. NNPC, how competent is NNPC to even inspect the sea floor to make sure that there's no diversion of our crude oil? They can do that. Anything is possible. So these are
You
things
see,
we need to do.
Pascal, my problem is that this is my problem. I don't think that the NMPC lacks the capacity or Nigeria lacks the capacity to know. We have the capacity to know if the people who are in charge have the interest of the people at heart. They will know. But the problem now is that the people who are in charge, they collude,
Correct.
they conspire with these IOCs, right?
Correct.
To do what you're saying now. They can, I don't doubt it. In fact, they don't even need to do under the sea. You don't need to go to the sea floor. They will do it on top of the sea. There's not, they are the one. Look, there was this report that they gave in 2023. NUPRC, that is Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission,
Okay.
reported that Nigeria extracted 511 million barrels of crude.
Correct.
NMPC reported that it was 538 million barrels of crude.
Okay.
Nigerian Navy reported that it was 611 million barrels of crude.
I will take the figure from Nigerian Navy.
So you see that, and even somebody even told me, he said, "Look, forget even the Navy without their figure, there is still some missing allocations that are not mentioned. So the
Yes.
thing is this, which brings me back to the same question. The people in charge are the people we need to change. You said something now that the IOCs are offshoots of NATO. I
Yes.
believe you. And you see these IOC now collude with internal ones. There's something you said that I need to correct very quickly.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not. But the truth is
Okay.
this. Even those IOCs, you say they are selling off their assets onshore and they are moving offshore.
Correct.
Do you know that even the local companies now, the separates of this world, the
Yes.
Oandos and all that, do you know that they are also getting equity funding from IFCs that are linked to these NATO and IMF and World Bank people?
It's possible for them to
So,
do for
so,
them to buy
so
the asset. It's
exactly.
possible.
So they look in surface, as though they are
Yes.
Nigerian companies,
They are
but
proxy.
behind the scenes, they are
They are pro.
owned.
They are correct. They
So
are
my
they are proxy.
question is this. Yes.
Mm.
So my question is this now. How do we get government? Because the way Tinubu is going, he just doesn't care. He keeps doing whatever the hell he likes. And it's as if Nigerians are paralyzed. Nigerians don't know what to, cannot speak out. It's like sleep paralysis. When somebody is asleep, when they say which depressed person, person, you can't speak, you can't talk, you can't move, but you know something is happening. It's like that is what Tinubu is doing to us. So my question is, how do we get Tinubu to pay attention, to listen to us, to say that yes, we can do this thing that we are saying. The solutions are there, so that prices can reduce, or so that we can increase the purchasing power by expanding the economy. By most of these things that we say, how do we do it? Pascal, you're frozen again. Oh, Pascal, can you hear me? These people no one more do this or this thing. Uh, Let me see.
I'm here now. I can't. Okay, okay, okay. It's true that I'm seeing your one went off. You are coming back again. I can hear you.
You can hear me, Abby?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, I'm adding you again.
I'm back.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, this network does not want us to finish this discussion today.
I hope nobody is tampering with it at the other end. This can
I'm
be
telling
possible.
you.
I hope they're not tampering with it.
Oh, dear Father, they can just be doing something because I am using a 60 megabits. Most of my neighbors, we have fiber channel here. Most
Okay,
of my
okay.
neighbors use 30.
I know.
They use
Okay.
30 meg. I'm using 60. I'm paying 30,000 naira for it every month.
Oh,
My
okay,
neighbors
okay.
pay 20,000. So and they do live. They are not having issue. Why will I be having issues with
Oh,
with 60
oh,
meg?
because of the topic you choose, nobody thought not tampering with it. It's possible.
And
It's possible.
you know the
Yeah.
funny thing, eh?
Go and finish everything.
Yesterday, the
Mm.
last time we went live on this program,
Yes, yes.
I did not subscribe to this program,
Okay.
to this platform.
Mm.
Is $25 a month. The last
Okay.
time I did it, it was free.
Okay.
And that free, the bandwidth is the quality is less. Or how do I say it now?
Okay.
So
Okay.
this one
Okay.
I decided that okay, fine, let me just even pay for it. So I paid $25 for this
Mm.
today. So
Mm.
why is it that it is after we
Okay.
have paid that we're supposed to be getting better quality? I have fantastic internet. You have fantastic internet. When we had the last live, we didn't have any this thing like this. So
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
fact, Holy Ghost fire, Holy Ghost fire.
So, so that's it.
How do Aliyu? How do Aliyu is saying that he hopes Nigerians will listen to this program? Yeah, I pray they will, because even if they don't listen now, we will, whatever the cut, what I'll do after we finish this live session, we'll join all the videos together and still upload.
Okay.
But the
Okay.
truth of
Okay.
the matter is that this is not a very interesting topic. It's not trending. In fact,
Yes. Yes.
maybe, yeah, it's not trending, but it's what we need. I don't want to focus on trending things. I want to
Okay.
focus on things that will help us. And that's why I told you that the
Yes.
wealth of information and knowledge you have will really help us. So I want to ask again, which was the question I was asking before the
Okay.
network interrupted. How
Okay.
do we get Tinubu to listen, to implement these solutions? This simple solution. The oil and gas sector is a very simple sector, but they make it look like it's very complicated so that they will confuse people. But right
Telecom.
now that we have people like you now, how do we get Tinubu to listen?
First, Nigeria need to align with BRICS to have control because when you don't do what they want, they do regime change. It happened 2000 and 1985. Bangladesh came on board. Abacha came on board. There's always a regime change when you don't do what they want. So if Tribu 2002 was taken out, the same people. So before we can do that, you need to align with BRICS to make sure that when you take them out, they will not affect the regime change in Nigeria. That's just it. Because if they
No,
are very, very powerful.
I,
They are
I
very powerful.
understand that. I understand that, Pascal. But here's my point. Tinubu is in power today, not because of the vote he won. Yes, he got
Yes.
some votes, but it was not majorly because of that vote that he's in power today. He's in power today because these same people, the NATO alliance, the
They put,
IMF, the
they,
World Bank,
they put
they
him
are
there.
backing him.
Yes,
They are
correct.
backing him. And so long as he wants to be in power, so in order for him to continue to be in power, he's doing everything they want. Did you
Correct.
notice that even what's his name? Ojus Okalu did an interview the other day, and he was
Yes.
practically saying it that
Yes.
Tinubu is a stooge of IMF and World Bank. Do you
It's
understand?
possible. It's possible that his asset is offshore. That if doesn't do what they will float in
They'll
it. It's
seize
possible.
it.
Yeah. So
Yes.
that's the problem.
So now knowing that a Tinubu benefits from the system as it is, from allowing the IMF, the World Bank, the NATO to plunder our resources like this, Tinubu is benefiting. He's benefiting by remaining in power.
Yes.
And so he pays deaf ears to all
Correct.
of these solutions that we're giving him. My question is, how do we get him to listen since we don't have NLC or TUC? In fact, I heard the statement coming out of the mouth of the president of Pengasan, who
Okay.
happens to be the president of the TUC. And I was
Yes.
amazed. I said, oh, this is why people say that the case of Nigeria is hopeless.
Yes.
Because it was basically just supporting the position of the IMF and the World Bank. This BRICS alliance that you're talking about, you and I cannot take Nigeria and join us to BRICS.
Yes.
It will
Yes.
take Tinubu, it will take Akpabio to take Nigeria to go to BRICS. But will they do it? The answer is no, because they are benefiting from it. And so that's why I'm saying that right now, we are telling them there's a solution here, there's a solution here, there's a solution here, but they are not paying attention. How do we get them to pay attention?
Is to put them under pressure, like what
How?
happened in Kenya. We need to get more organized to put them under pressure. When you put them under pressure, the other option is to run to BRICS. That's not the solution. We need to put them under pressure.
I would have thought that to get them to listen. Well, yeah, I agree with you. But what they did in Kenya,
Not
can it
violent.
happen here?
We can use sit at home. Sit at home. You don't need to be sit at home is the most effective protest. Sit at home.
Sit at home cannot work here, sir.
Hold on. Let me tell you why it work. Get this critical sector.
Okay.
The new penguin will sit at home, no fuel. Target the things that affect the elite. That's the most potent sit at home. Airports not operational. Shut down the national grid. Put them in darkness. Sit at home. All TUC, all the export terminals shut down. Pengasan, sit at home. They will listen.
Okay, so how do we get these people now to do this thing that you just said now? Because the last time that the national grid went down, when they went on strike to shut down the national grid, you saw that the National Assembly summoned the Genco You know that why would they do that? The distribution, or is it discos now?
Yes.
Is it disco that does distribution?
Disco does distribution.
Okay, disco does distribution. Then you have transmission companies. Then you have generation companies. So
Yes.
when the national grid shuts down, it is the disco that is at
No,
play, Abi.
no, TTCN. The government,
That's the transmission
the,
company of
yes,
Nigeria.
that's the
So
degrees. That,
it is
that,
the
that, people that
transmission that fails.
that the people that went on strike, but the government people they can go on strike. The Genco is a private entity.
Okay,
They may
they
not go on
generate and
strike.
give to TCN.
Disco may not go on strike. It's a private entity, but the government entity which is under NLC are the people that went on strike, the TCN, which
That's
is
the
the middleman,
TCN,
the middleman between the Genco and the Disco.
the disco. Okay, so now this TCN, they were threatened. They were threatened. In fact, the National Assembly threatened them that they would change the laws so that those people cannot go on strike the way they did for police and army.
Then the Nupen will shut down the gas. Most of the 89% of our is coming from gas. They will shut down the warehouses that supply the gas to those. If you shut down the gas, Genco will go down, TCM will go down, Disco will be idle. So TUC, which is
Trade
the trade
union,
union,
yeah.
have a lot of role to play. If you shut down the critical sectors, airport, no airport is down, the grid is down, schools are shut down, masses are at home for 1 week. Government will be under pressure. They will panic.
No, but the government can afford to allow us to shut down for 1 week, even 2 weeks. So because at the end of the day, the people, a lot of us are subsistence. The data from NDIC says that 99.4% of Nigerians have less than 500,000 naira in their account,
Okay.
which means that the majority of Nigerians are actually living from paycheck. I won't call it paycheck to paycheck, subsistence living, right? Which means that if they don't go to work on a daily basis, they won't eat. So if you
It,
keep them at home for 1 full week, they are the ones that will come and be telling you that it's okay. It's okay. Call off the
okay.
strike.
You have to mobilize and educate them. The reason they have to make the sacrifice. So if you shut down if there's no crude oil export, revenue will cap the fact we have nothing to share. Shut down the TCN, Maitama is Asokoro, VI will be in darkness. That is the elite. They will panic. They will panic.
Shut down the airport.
Shut down the airport, they will panic. If there's no fuel, over time, police can no longer provide security for them. Even DSA can no longer provide security for them. They will panic. Telecoms too will go down. They can make a call to themselves. They will panic.
So how do we get this? Well, how do we achieve this
Then,
one now?
then, then the Niger Delta youth may need to have to play their own role by threatening to shut down the warhead. They have the capacity to. These are things that we need to totally properly organize. Once we shut down the economy for 2 3 days, government will listen.
Anyway,
Because we can't continue this way. We cannot just continue the way we're going. We can't continue.
honestly, we can't. Oh, we can't. The kind of juju that Tinubu has used on Nigerians is what I'm still trying to understand. It's like it's
It's
a
not. It's not really juju. People have gotten tired over the years. So we need to be more creative. We are doing it over and over. We go to the street. We have to be more creative, more innovative in the way we want to protest. Sit at home will be more potent. Nobody to shoot at. They won't have anybody to shoot at. Nobody to communicate at. And the organizers has to be decentralized. Nobody, there shouldn't be any face to the protest. That is where they will panic. When there's a face to the protest, they will bribe the faces, and that's the end. That will be a decentralized protest, managed with cloud platform. If we want to do that, the potency will be high. Comment to panic, they will listen. It will be like that COVID-19 sit at home. It can be done. You can say, okay, every week, the first 3 days, sit at home. But then you do 2 to 3 weeks, government to panic.
I hope NLC and the TUC are listening because this rests squarely on them now. It rests squarely on them. What you're talking about now falls under TUC, as a matter of fact, majorly. TUC, because TUC, okay, no, transmission company is under NLC now, right? Transmission company is
NLC is
under
the
NLC.
NLC is the it should be both. The senior staffs
Will be
are
TUC.
and the senior staffs are the junior ones are the NWC.
Okay. So it
For oil and
falls
gas, you
in,
have two wing. In oil and gas, there are two wing. The Penkasan is the senior staff.
and then Nupeng.
Junupeng is the junior staff. So both have their role to play.
But they are not playing it. Why are they not playing it?
Probably they are bribing their this leadership.
Huh? So how do we get them? How do we put fire on the nyash of this their leadership so that they will act?
Is to mobilize Nigerians, start educating the Nigerians on what needs to be done.
Okay.
It will take some time. We need to
Fantastic.
properly educate them on what needs to be done. That we need to use sit at home have to be the best strategy for strike. Not go to the street. Street doesn't convey any message. Sit at home is the best. Is that why would you go to sit at home? The economy will shut down for 2 days. No flight will come in, no flight will go out. The government will panic.
So national sit at home is the solution to our problem.
Yes. That's the best way to strike. There won't be any government police will not have anybody they will fire. Nobody. You pass the message to them. Sit at home is the way to go. That's the best protest now. Because we sit at home, we use the smartphone to communicate. Unlike before. Before people need to gather to have it. Now if you sit at home, have a class platform where people can communicate.
And even if you need to communicate with mainstream media, you can communicate with them via virtually.
Correct. Unlike before. Before there was no smartphone, so people need to assemble at a point to do the protest. Now you don't do that. Shut down the critical part of the economy that have impact on government, then they will listen to you.
Okay, so how do we organize this movement? Because we need the prices of fuel to come down. If the prices of fuel does not come down, at least we need the cost, the purchasing power to go up. We need more people to have jobs, better quality jobs. So how do we get the critical stakeholder now, critical
Okay.
mass of persons to drive this national sit at home?
Okay. No, before I go to that, I want to answer how we can make the fuel to come down.
Okay, go ahead.
Government needs to see the fuel as energy. Need to look at it holistically. Hydro resources, natural gas, petrol, diesel. These are the four, and the aviation fuel. These are five energy sources in Nigeria. How do we maximize our energy sources? How do we improve energy available for electricity? For example, Nigeria can add 50,000 megawatt electricity by through solar panels. In Nigeria, for me, from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., power should go to the industries, commercial centers. If you do that, you increase production. Why the residential areas will be on solar during the day? In the night, you reverse that. Once you do that, the pressure on petrol for power generation will reduce. So government will reduce the volume consumed per day. Once you reduce the volume of petrol consumed per day, you can now be able to subsidy becomes cheaper. It's cheaper to subsidize 10 million liters per day than subsidizing 40 million liters per day as they claim to do today. So if they can reduce the volume consumed per day, cost of subsidy will be cheaper. The company can say, okay, let us subsidize for production. If you have pickup, you get petrol cheaper. If you're driving SUV, Prado, Lexus 460, you pay more. People will now start going for more efficient cars. You are driving down the volume of petrol consumed per day down. Because okay, for natural gas, all the mass transit buses will be on CNG. Government will start building railway infrastructure. So most of the interstate journey, Lagos Calabar, Lagos Abuja will be by railway. If you do that, the pressure on petrol will drop further. Then they go to for diesel. You can say diesel for agriculture, for tractors. Government can subsidize that so that food prices will come down. Government can put subsidy in agriculture to bring down the cost of food. If the cost of food goes down, the burden purchasing power will improve. Purchasing power is not necessarily about adding more naira. You can make things cheaper by being creative in governance. Once government do that, 80,000 naira minimum wage can buy more.
Exactly.
LPG has to be cheaper. I don't know why it's expensive. LPG
That's
is a
cooking
product.
gas. That's cooking
You have to,
gas now, right?
yes, it just have to be cheaper. Just have to be cheaper. I don't know why it's expensive.
In fact, somebody said something, Pascal. Maybe I should just chip this in. Somebody
Okay.
said something. He said the president, I think 2 or 3 days ago, said that Nigerians should buy petrol at 1,000 naira per liter, and then they should buy
CNG.
CNG at 200 naira per liter, or buy petrol at 1,000 naira per liter. And somebody said something. He said that was how natural gas, this cooking gas, LPG, was cheap before. It was cheap. Then immediately people switched to it. Now it is 1,500 naira per kg. So if everybody also now goes to the CNG, it will also shoot up, which
Now,
buttresses the point that you're trying to make. That, I just wanted to chip that in.
government is not sincere. Most of our gas turbines are operating below capacity, claiming that they don't have adequate gas. So the CNG itself is not even enough to go around.
Even the CNG.
It's not enough because the same CNG is what powers our gas turbine. So government is not they're not just sincere. There's not been apart from LNG, which other investment have they done to extract CNG? Apart from LNG money, the brass LNG was abandoned. Delta is set to do their own floating FFP, floating FPSO gas for Delta, which the government has signed some agreement. Has not been done. They have not even done anything on that at all. So the only feed points we have now is Kwale and Port Harcourt. That's the 2 points CNG is coming from Nigeria now. The one for Kwale is powering the Obai gas plant, which Owando has just acquired now. So where is the CNG capacity? Don't even have enough to go around. In Asaba here, there's no single point where they say CNG. The closest one is in Benin. Nowhere in Port Harcourt, nowhere in Igwe, nowhere in Akwa Ibom, nowhere in Calabar, they say CNG. Lagos, is there any CNG point in Lagos? None.
There are two. They said there are two in Lagos.
Okay, imagine the whole Lagos too. So you put CNG, you drive towards to
Funny
CNG
enough,
after.
in Abuja here, I don't know. I don't know of anywhere they sell
Okay,
CNG.
okay. Let's say there's two in Lagos. That two, let's say that two is in Lekki. You live in Ikorodu. You buy CNG before you get to me, you burn half going back. That doesn't make any sense. Imagine Lagos, but only 2 points in Lagos, the whole of Lagos, two. It's crazy. They don't have enough. Two, most of the cars, Nigerians are buying cars that are not factory designed for CNG. When you convert, there's risk. Those cars are not purposely built with safety to handle CNG cylinders. Most Nigerians buy cars that are over 20 years old. 1982 model, 1985 model. Is that what you want to convert to CNG? I've seen a video of two explosions, one in Benin, of a wood not properly installed. The conversion kit is about 250,000. I mean, they can afford to convert their vehicle at 250,000 to. Then when you convert and there's scarcity, how do you revert back to petrol? What is the guarantee that CNG will always be available to meet demand? This and that challenge. What government is supposed to make use CNG for mass transit, not for passenger cars, not for personal cars. They're supposed moving for move, it's easier to use CNG for passenger for commercial.
Mass transit, yeah.
Correct. So if you go to BRT, you can BRT has a central parking lot. You can put a CNG depot there. That's the model every state should adapt. So for the metro buses, can be but not personal cars that requires multiple free stations spread across Nigeria. Government has not invested in CNG infrastructure. They're telling people to go and convert to CNG. It's not making sense at all. What government is supposed to do is drive down the cost of mass transit so that when you want to drive your personal vehicle, it's not a personal choice. Because most of us are forced to drive cars because there's no mass transit that brings it down. If there's mass transit buses that carries 30 passengers, 50 passengers, the cost per passenger per kilometer will drop. To drop due to the efficiency of ICE, internal combustion engine, the cost per passenger will drop because we are moving mass at a time. So if they put mass transit, a route in Abuja that used to cost 1,000 on keke, CNG bus can do that route for 200 naira. That's how you bring the cost of transportation down. So workers can use mass transit to mass transit buses to go to work and back. Only the elite will now put their personal vehicles on the road. Of course, they can afford to buy petrol at 1,002. So government is not thinking properly, trying to do the proper that to impact the average masses on the street. Because when you say convert, what about those who don't have vehicles to convert? I mean, Nigerians have personal vehicles to convert. So these are issues government is not addressing.
In fact, what somebody actually said is that for some cars, it can cost up to like 1 million naira to even do the conversion.
Correct. All these
Yeah,
brand new cars, newer
yeah.
cars, it can cost. So why would what is the value? Better you do the upfront, the CapEx is 1 million. When are you going to recover the money? It doesn't make sense. And there's no guarantee. You convert your vehicle in Lagos, you want to go to Abuja. At a
Pascal, Pascal, a
yes.
lot of the things that the Tinubu administration is doing do not make sense.
Do you know why? Do you know
And
why? Do
it,
you know
yes,
why? He doesn't have to. He needs a chief economist and a chief engineer in his cabinet. He doesn't have these two roles. They're not there. So most of them come with policies that doesn't make any sense at all. Technically, it doesn't make sense. Commercially, it doesn't make sense. They doesn't have. It doesn't have. You have to have a chief advisor, economist, chief economist of the federation. There's none. There's
Eh,
none advising him.
Pascal,
Mm.
I want to say, I want to disagree with you there. You know
Okay, go
why?
ahead. Go ahead.
The president just sacked 5 ministers.
Good.
Out of the 5 ministers he sacked,
Mm.
there is this Minister of Women Affairs,
Okay.
Uju Kennedy Ohanenye.
Okay.
Now, I don't agree with this woman 100%, but
Okay.
if you listen to her, you will see that her mind is in the right place, is for the people.
Okay.
And in fact, for me, I don't see why Uju Kennedy should be on the list of ministers to be sacked. I don't see it. But when I listened to her, there was this time this United Nations Women's Program held a program, and Uju Kennedy went there to say that we cannot continue to have this kind of programs when there's no empowerment. They're
Okay.
always talking about capacity building, capacity building, capacity building, and she complained that why would
Okay.
you be spending 50 million on training, capacity building, 100 million on capacity building? At the end of the day, no single empowerment that
Okay.
goes to the people. And she insisted that going forward, that no such program should hold
Okay.
without
Her consent.
anything to give to the people. You
Okay.
recall also that she's the one that said that the United Nations is holding Nigeria's money, that she will sue the United Nations. Then just on 79, she went there, and at the end of the program, she complained. She was even saying that the president was behind her, and that this program that they came for now, that they are going home empty-handed. This was what she said.
Okay.
That it's like they took all the people they took to the United Nations. It was a waste of resources. That going forward, that she's going to do things differently. That she will do things in such a way that the benefits should first of all go to the people. You will see that her mind is in the right place. She might be arrogant. You may like her, you may not like her, but her mind is in the right place. But you see, the president sacked her. Why? Because of the IMF and World Bank. What she was doing is directly against the IMF and the World Bank. You know why? I watched this video of the president of Uganda, Museveni, where he
Yes.
was talking about this same thing. That they are talking about capacity building, capacity building, capacity building. The UN, the IMF, the World Bank, they are quick to give you loan to do capacity building, but they will not give you loan to set up your own steel
Industry.
rolling mill. They will not give
Correct.
you loan to do things that will help reduce your cost of production. They won't. That was what
Yes.
he was complaining about, and that was what Uju Kennedy was complaining about. And Tinubu went ahead and sacked her.
Yes. That's why I said if Tinubu wants to fix this country, he needs those two ministers' portfolio, chief economist and chief engineer. That is their job is to ensure that we get value from every government expenditure. For every government expenditure, the economists will check how does this impact on job creation, value addition, GDP growth. For every government policy, chief economists will look at that policy. How does this tie to government economic growth? That's why I say that today there's no chief economist and chief in Nigeria. These are two critical in the private sector. They always have these two: chief operational officer and chief financial officer. Chief financial officer is the chief economist of every company. His job is to make sure that on the financial side there's value. Chief operating officer make sure that on the operating side there's equally value, maximizing value. So government needs those two roles. If you want to do a project, if you look at that project, what beggar is quoting, is this value for money? Don't just award contracts blindly. You are doing Port Harcourt, Lagos, Calabar Coastal Road. From engineering point of view, that road is non-viable. It's non-viable because if you know that terrain, after Ogun is mangrove all the way to Calabar. Is road in a
Swamp.
wilderness, swamp. There's no adjoining branch off because okay, or meanwhile I want to so if your vehicle breaks down, how do you get help? It doesn't lead to anywhere. What they would have done is to maintain the Bini corridor or a Bini corridor. Make it wider, make it wider. That coastal route doesn't make any sense to me. Because approaching Yenegua is just 40 kilometers away. It's too close. If I've been to those brass names, I've been to those areas. It's very heavy swamp from Focados, Esclavos. Swamp. So why are you putting a road there? Leading to nowhere. Doesn't connect any settlement. From Ogun, there's no settlement all the way to Calabar. So why are you putting road there that leads to nowhere? So it doesn't make sense. So this why people have doing project that doesn't add value to the citizens. What they
You
would have
see,
done is they would have done a fast railway line from Lagos to Calabar, not far from the current route, just adjacent to the current route. The railway
uh,
line will add more value to the economy. They won't do that.
but Pascal, you need to realize something. We just talked about why Uju Kennedy Ohanenye was sacked as women minister.
Mm, mm.
I don't think it's because these people don't have economists. They have. But the problem is that these economists, they have been brainwashed. If you know this Dr. Howard, the International Center for Social Studies in Hague, Dr. Howard, I think he's a professor now. He's
Okay.
an IMF trained economist. He said that unfortunately that the stuff they teach as economics is stuff that they put in mathematical models just to confuse us, to
Okay.
make us feel that we are the problem. They need us to remain the raw material source
Of course.
for their economies. They need us to remain that. So
Yeah.
everything they tell us, oh, they give us all those terminologies, oh, do this, do that. We need a government that will think first of its people. Right now, the Tinubu administration is a government that thinks first of how do we please IMF and World Bank so that they
Correct.
will back us to remain in power. That's what
Correct.
Tinubu is doing.
Correct.
So the thing now is this, which is where the Nigerian population is. Unfortunately, they will not watch this kind of program online.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
Yes. It's not trendy. You're not going to trend.
it won't trend. But they need to know, right? You talked about the only other alternative that would have had is the TUC and the NLC putting pressure. A sit at home, not a protest. Because if you sit at home, there's nobody for the police to shoot.
Yes.
There's nobody to tear gas. You can't go and be tear gassing people in their house.
Yes.
But the TUC and the NLC that have the power to do that are not doing it, possibly because they have been bought over.
Correct.
So where lies our hope?
The another option is if BRICS remove the dollar as the reserve currency, the incentive to loot may no longer be there. They'll be forced to start fixing Nigeria. That's another option.
No,
Right
but
now,
that is a long-term thing. Even if
that's
BRICS,
it.
even if BRICS, even if the dollar is not the world reserve currency today, we will still have the same problem. You know why? Because everything in Nigeria is dependent on American patents. Look at the computers. All the computer manufacturers, apart from even Lenovo, the
Okay.
patent is in America. our educational system, look at the media. A lot of all these mainstream media that you know, they have IFC linked or IFC backed corporations that are owners. Where did the Alunduka or Bike see money to set up a rise? Where did the John Momo get money to set up channels? If you find out there are people behind the scenes that are IFC backed corporations, and these people, it is the IMF and the World Bank that is dictating to them what to do. That is why you
Yeah.
see that the mainstream media in Nigeria today, they are not engaged in programs that will benefit and impact the people. No,
Correct.
they are just echo chambers. They are publicity machines for corrupt politicians.
Yeah.
Oh, Wike abused Fubara. Then Fubara now abused Wike. And then Igodalo is now laughing at Okpebolo. These are the things that
Yes.
trend.
That's what the society. That's what that goes trending in Nigeria. That what society
Exactly.
wants to listen
And that's
to.
what the media gives us.
Yes.
So, but then you see that these same people, what they want is what they are using the people at the top. The TUC, the NLC, even the media, all those, they are compromised. So
Yes.
where lies our hope? How do we get, I am pushing for this abundance party thing. But even for me, I know it's going to be a tall order. It's not going to be impossible, but it's going to be a very, very difficult task to pursue and achieve. I know we will pursue it, we will do our best. At least, one of the advantage of these videos that we're doing now, for posted 100 years, this video you and I are doing will still be here. And so Nigerians will not say, we did not know. We said it, you just were not paying attention. You prefer to go and watch sports. You prefer to go and watch movies and watch music, things that don't affect your life. You will not say you did not know. So it's good that we'll say it, we'll do our best. Wherever our best takes us, fine. But you see, my concern is that while we are doing this abundance party of a thing, where I feel, okay, we will open up the political space, set up a new political party where nomination form is free, where the party primary is direct primary, is transparent for all, hoping that will help people to now participate, right?
Yes.
Now, if they don't participate, what do? We are still where we are. So where lies the hope? This
What
is
might
why
happen if
go
they
ahead.
don't address the hunger? I don't know the threshold. There may be a unexpected variant and it might happen. Revolution might take place in Nigeria, starting from southwest and north. If they don't address the hunger,
A violent revolution.
it might happen. If they don't address this hunger, it's going. I don't know the threshold. Nigerians
Pascal, let me just tell you, a
it might
violent
happen.
revolution cannot take place in Nigeria.
Why?
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
A violent revolution requires a people that have a will. The will of the Nigerian people, they are broken. I speak with people every day. They are angry. They are hungry. But then they are afraid to talk. When fella said, I don't want die, I don't want quench, Papa dey for house, Mama dey for house. The way it was, the situation during fella time is 100 times worse today. People are so concerned. They know that the Tinubu administration, I was speaking with somebody that if Tinubu gives me an appointment, I will not take it. He said, no, don't say that. I'm working on one. No, stop abusing, stop condemning or criticizing Tinubu administration. No, I'm working on an appointment. If they give me, I will take. I said, look, if Tinubu gives you an appointment, congratulations to you. But I know one thing for sure. If you put all the people together that Tinubu can give appointment, they are not more than 100,000.
Of course.
So anybody who wants to go and take appointment from Tinubu, and because of that, he will see white and call it black. Congratulations, bon voyage.
Yes.
My concern now is the remainder of the people, the remaining 200 million. What are they doing? The remaining 200 million people are the people that I said their spirits are broken. I met somebody in the GSM village in Abuja, Zone 1.
Okay.
Hardcore obedient, hardcore. But I was not talking to him, what are we doing in preparation for 2027? He said, Mr. Ben, forget 2027. Tinubu has rigged it. He has written results. He has done this. He has done that. Spirit broken. I'm talking about hardcore
Yeah.
obedience.
Yeah.
Then you can now imagine normal, average Nigerians. Their spirits are broken. So if their spirits are broken, they know that what Tinubu is doing is wrong, but they will not talk. They are afraid to talk. How do you then implement the solutions that we're talking about? You're talking about solving the food problem, the hunger problem. How do you solve it? The people in charge of the system need it to be like that. They want it to continue like this so that they can sell, they can buy votes, so that they can have the voter apathy. Because when people are hungry, they will simply not come out to participate in the process. Where is our solution? I am looking for it. It's looking very, very, even, I did a video last time. Some people were abusing me and telling me, oh, Biafra, we divide this country, we divide it. I laugh. With the current system, I swear, it's not possible for Biafra to happen.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
And it's
The
not the solution.
people, let's even assume that Biafra is the solution. Let's even assume. The people that are in charge right now, from the leaders across all the region, Biafra is not possible. Then you're saying, okay, revolution. Revolution is not possible. I went for the last protest, August 1. For the first time in my life, they tear gassed me. And they tear gassed me while I was driving. The tear gas, the thing choked me. I couldn't see, I couldn't breathe, and my car was in motion. I almost died.
Sorry.
And when I got back home, my neighbors were mocking me, they were yabbing me. They were telling me that if they had known I was going for that protest, they would have deflated my car. That was what my neighbors were telling me. Because I'm the chairman of my estate. They were saying that, chairman, no. That it's a protest is for people who don't have known address, who don't have next of kin. That is the mindset of elites in Nigeria right now. So if the people will not come out to protest, not even violent one, peaceful one, how do you then get a revolution for the same people who don't want to die? Tear gas now. If you come in for a protest now, I'm concerned. Because I don't want to go through that experience again. Only tear gas. Now imagine when they're actually shooting people and they're dying. And then you have the people who are on top. They're not seeing that the IMF and the World Bank is using their head. I'm sure the IMF and the World Bank, this elite group of people in the US-led West, they just sit down and they're laughing at our leaders. I'm sure they are doing that. And our leaders, they don't have the shame to realize this. So far as they can get some billions into their pockets, they don't care that the Nigerian state, the Nigerian sovereignty is eroded, is washed away. They don't. The NLC and the TUC that are supposed to be the ones to speak for the people. So where is the hope now? This abundance party thing that we're talking about, where is the hope? I don't see it.
We need to keep educating the masses. More people need to know. We need to find a platform to reach out to them. Education, you can move. These are human beings. The more educated they are, the more we drag them into the project. We need to start, education is very key. People should know they have the right ideology to effect a change. So
Okay.
education, you can't take education away. There must be we have to start educating the people. It's hard work, but we have to get it done. There's another option.
I
Because
agree with you.
even if you pick up gun and there's no the right ideology is not there, the gun becomes useless.
Exactly.
So there must know why they're picking up the gun. So that's why education is very, very key.
Exactly. Somebody is saying something here. I think you should hear it.
Yes,
Said from SAP experience, IMF should be banned from Nigeria. Well, IMF should be banned, my brother, but who is going to ban them?
you can't ban them because they control us. Until BRICS take over, they remain the
Olayomi, how are we going to ban the IMF now? Who is going to? Is it Tinubu that will ban IMF?
when it's owing them.
Tinubu that is a boy to IMF. Everything
And
that IMF asks is doing. Who is going to ban the IMF? I agree with you that IMF should be banned, though. But who will ban them?
when you are borrowing from them, you can't do without them.
Before you know, say they have given us $1 billion loan. And you see, the funny thing is that all these billion that they are giving us as loan, where are the monies? What are they using them for?
Our people will loot the same money back. They will loot it and take it to overseas.
And go and hide it back with the IMF and World Bank.
That's what say if they remove the dollar as reserve currency, that incentive will be off the table. The incentive to
But
loot will be off the table.
no, I think the incentive will be more, Pascal. This is why
No,
I think
now.
the incentive will be more. See, now they are only stealing and hiding money in dollar.
Okay.
By the time you take away dollars reserve currency, they will now be stealing more to hide in dollar, to hide in pounds, to hide in euro,
No,
to
no,
hide in
no,
Chinese
no,
yuan.
the thing is that the Asians, no, the BRICS is a community rich country. They don't need our resources. We don't trade with them. Most of them are resource rich countries. So we're not, our oil is going to Europe. Energy goes to Europe. So if they dollarize, dollar inflow into Nigeria will go down. Nigeria has to find items they can sell to the BRICS bloc, which at the moment we don't have. So there will be shortage of
Yes.
so there will be going to be shortage of USD inflow. Nigerian government will not sit up. Free dollars, free petrol dollars will stop coming in. Nigeria will sit up.
Okay, so the free petrol dollars is the problem.
Yes, and
You
two,
want
they can loot and take to China. So this the safe haven, which is Western banks, will no longer be viable for them to go and keep their loot. The European banks will no longer be there. So that's another option.
which brings me to a question. Thank you for reminding me this. You know, the EFCC was forced on Nigeria, was
Okay.
forced on Obasanjo when he was looking for Paris Club, the debt forgiveness.
Okay.
And the EFCC is very, very active when it comes to stopping illicit financial inflows into Nigeria.
Okay.
You see, that's why they're always chasing Yahoo boys. Anybody that is engaged in any kind of fraudulent activities that brings in dollars into Nigeria, they tackle them, they capture them, they do all of that. But meanwhile, you will never see that the EFCC of UK, the EFCC of America, stops illicit financial outflow from Nigeria into their country. Why is it so?
Because loot that's NATO. NATO is there to loot. They lose our resources through those money laundering. They through money. That's a loot in Nigeria. So actually, if EFCC is actually serious, they know what to do. I
Are
don't
you
see why
saying the EFCC is not serious?
they're not serious. They're not serious. You don't fight. You don't fight. You don't fight corruption by arresting people. You put systems that make it okay. You put system that makes it impossible for them to even steal the money at all. Why should we have 1,000 in fiscal notes? Why it shouldn't be dollars? Is not what you should sell on the streets. They encourage BDC do the change so that they go and mop up the dollars and transfer. That is why each time if you watch, each time CBN funds the black market, dollar will go up. Perchance we carry the fact, go and buy the dollars on the street. There's no tracing. So if CBN is serious, they know what to do. One, ban black market channels, take them away. Have a central trading platform for FX, not even commercial banks. Directly a desk in CBN is in every state.
Yes.
So what to do is you apply for your forex through your bank. Your bank will forward your request to the central clearing house at CBN desk. You must have your BVN, NIN, your identity must be known. Then you have to put particulars of the destination transaction. What are you buying? CBN will transfer that money on your behalf. If you're importing electronics from China, CBN will do the transfer on your behalf to the exporter in China. They, on no account should they hand over fiscal dollars to you. That's the recipe for money laundering. They know what to do. They're just deceiving ourselves with EFCC. I'm laughing. They know what to do. They know what to do. Then MFLA launched digital e-naira. E-naira. I don't know. That project is a novel, very nice project. Why would I allow that thing to die? With e-naira, you can track money laundering at the state levels. which means if River State pays Julius Berger for a project, it will be on the system because each of the coins note has serial numbers. How Julius Berger spends the money can be traced end to end at any point in time. If there's a kickback from Julius Berger to Wike, it will be traced. So it's crazy. So technology is there. Governments are not just serious. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Okay.
Now, if they take away if they take away the black market for the FX, government can say, okay, you're out, you're out.
I'm here.
Government can say these are list of items that you accept the forest. If you're into industry, you want to import spare parts, you have access to the forest. For education overseas, on no account you have access to forest. For religious tourism, no access to forest. Only on health ground where the a teaching hospital has said that you have to go to India, they cannot give you FX. If you do that, it starts subsidizing critical sectors of the economy for growth. Why would Dangote, who needs to import spare parts, be competing with a VIP that wants to go on holidays for FX? It's crazy. Doesn't make any sense.
And the
FX
VIP is more likely to get the dollar
before
than,
Dangote.
yes.
So
No, not before
dollar
Dangote, because Dangote too is part of the
uh,
district. Before
before
the genuine
the
manufacturers.
yes, correct. Forest is essential commodity that should be channeled towards critical sectors of the economy at this point in time. So government is not responsible enough to manage resources. So if you watch the allegation against airpeace of round tripping, why will such happen? Why will you hand over $40 million
$40 million dollars.
for what? It's supposed to bring purchase agreement for the plane. TBN will wire the money to Boeing direct and credit him. Sorry, not to, you don't debit his account. So it's up to him to go and take delivery of the plane. Simple. So government knows what to do. They're not just serious. That's why I miss P2B. I see that P2B would have done.
But unfortunately, we in Nigeria, we don't, not in Nigeria only in Africa, we don't like sincere and genuine people.
Now,
Imagine.
okay, before the program, I had an incident around 3 p.m. today. Somebody posted on a platform thanking Tinubu for appointing Minister for Regional Development Commission, which is NDDC, Northeast Commission, and the one for Southeast. I just laughed. I told the guy, Tinubu just created another center of corruption.
Yes.
NEDC, Upper Deck have been center of corruption. You just added two more, and you're attacking him. If he's sincere, what he will do is he'll call civil construction companies. I want a railway line from Miduguri to Enugu, from Lagos to Calabar. This has to develop the regions. You award a contract from Aso and oversee it. Once you create all those regional bodies, you are creating political platform for them to be stealing money. So all the APC guys who couldn't get appointment in Abuja will now get appointment in the regional commission, and because another sharing table, another dining table for them to loot. What is NDDC business with street light? Can you imagine? NDDC, they would have already contract for street light. So that's street light. And they should be doing mega project. This is like Calabar Coastal project should be under NDDC platform, not doing street light. Passing road, NDDC. I don't just understand. My idea of NDDC is a commission that works on a part-time basis. Once a month, they come and approve contract. They go away. What type of Port Harcourt has an edifice in Port Harcourt? The overhead there is crazy. Port Harcourt NDDC head office. They over 700 employees. Doing what? And this is supposed to be a contract awarding agency, not running. So their security alone is to have over 150 people in security department alone. NDDC. Security department has over 150 personnel. So the overhead is crazy. So this of the money going to infrastructure. The business is paying overhead for employee, personal costs. All the directors have police attached to them. Running costs that is crazy. That hasn't increased any mileage towards deploying infrastructure for the masses. So the same blueprint is what they're now replicating in Southeast and Northeast. Now you have a minister that will now oversee the three of them.
But you know, Pascal, the minister that was just the person you spoke with, uh, probably knows the minister that was just appointed,
Yes,
and
he's an APC guy. He's an
and
APC
that
guy.
minister that was just appointed probably attends a church or a mosque,
Correct. Or his
and
uncle.
there will be members of that church who will now be hoping that now God has answered their prayer
Correct.
with
That
the
is it.
corruption that's going on. So you see, religion has a role in all of this. What do you
Yeah.
think is the role of religion in the corruption we have in this country?
I'm a Christian, so I say most of the Christian churches support that because I remember in 1999 in Port Harcourt, Odili donated a transformer to a Catholic church. I was very angry. I'm a Catholic. I said, why would you donate transformer to a Catholic church? To me, that is corruption. The church would have rejected that offer. Odili has no, the government has no reason to donate transformer to a church because it's not even in the state budget. So this foundation of that's why we have corruption in the system. Religions they are encouraging that. Churches has no reason accepting items from a governor under whatever basis. That is so church is encouraging corruption in Nigeria too. They preaching on the what they preach in the churches too is encouraging that too. Churches want to be a platform for educating the citizens on their civic rights, how to be a good citizen, how to protect your vote. These are what the churches and the mosque should be preaching. So they are only contributing to our problem.
You know, I did a video and I said this in one of my videos. A lot of people that are even close to me started attacking me. They were calling me all manner of name. That how can I say I'm a Christian and I'm saying that? But I said what I said, and I said I don't regret it. I'm a Christian. I still believe in God. But the truth of the matter is, you know, in the Bible it says that, or in Christianity, we pride ourselves in saying that God would take the riches of the Gentiles and give it to us, the believers, right? But right now, the way the church runs in Nigeria, it's like the riches of the church is being taken and given to the Gentiles. And the man said, why would you say that? I said, think about it. Just take stock of everything that a pastor needs. And I'm not saying that you should stop Christianity. I believe in Christianity. I believe in the impact, the improved spirituality that Christianity can add to people. I believe in it. But take stock of everything that a pastor needs to preach the gospel. Microphone made in China. Amplifier made in China. Speaker made in China. Internet modem made in China. TV screen made in China. Drum set made in China. Keyboard made in China. Just name it. Even LED light made in China. And when this happens, it means that the monies that people contribute to church as tithes and offering actually goes to China to
Yes.
continue to create jobs for China. While the people, our own people here in Nigeria, that go to church and they are praying to God for jobs, they continue to hope, not knowing that what they are doing, the monies they are contributing, is actually the cause of their unemployment.
Correct.
Many people are quick to say, oh, is the church government? The church is not government. But do you know, they say the church built America, the church built Europe, Islam built the Middle East. There's a way they did it. They started by most of the industries, the small. America has 142 refineries. They are owned by individual Christians, many of them church. This Kenneth Copeland, is it Kenneth Hagin? He has a church that is sitting on an oil well. They extract the oil well and they refine. Tell me, that kind of church is creating jobs for its people. Christianity built America. Christianity built Europe. But is Christianity building Africa? Is Christianity building Nigeria? The answer is no. So what can we do? The church must wake up and realize that, look, oh, we are shooting ourselves in the foot. The other time, Adeboye came out and said that, oh, that they bought 2 Rolls Royce for Bishop Oyedepo, and some people are angry that which is better. Nobody is angry. At least I am not angry that Oyedepo got Rolls Royce. I am not. What I'm angry at is this. Those 2 Rolls Royce would have created at least 1 million unemployment in Nigeria. Or if he had bought a Nord, or if he had bought a what's this man in why do I keep forgetting him now? This car maker in Anambra,
Innocent.
Innocent. If he has bought Innocent, he would have been creating jobs in Nigeria, and nobody would have batted an eye. The problem now is that buying the Rolls Royce, number one, creates unemployment in Nigeria. That's one. Two, it advertises greed, greed, greed. People now begin to look for illegitimate ways to make money to buy Rolls Royce. What do I need a Rolls Royce for in this life? Is Rolls Royce a proof that God is answering one's prayers? When it is obvious that it is creating unemployment and it is endangering our economy? The people come to church to pray for jobs, and you are engaging in activity that will create unemployment for them. And then when the people now complain to the government that is supposed to create an enabling environment, you say, no, the problem is spiritual.
You see, if you look at the root of the problem, the major churches, the Catholic, Anglican, were agents of colonization. They came with the colonization. Pentecostal came just to make the overseers rich. Two different philosophy, different
Eh,
approach.
I agree.
And two, if you look at the Bible is a financial book. Bible spoke more about money than any other subject. The problem that if the pastors preach the truth at the pulpit, their church will be empty. So
Right.
they thrive on members' ignorance. I tell people, if you're a Christian and you understand the parable of the talent, parable of the sower, you can't be poor. Most people don't. Most they don't preach that. Last time I heard that being preached was in a Catholic church. Most Christians will never preach the parable of the talent, parable of the sower. They only preach only about tithing. If they preach parable of the sower, parable of the talent, members will stop going to church because every money you need is already inside you. All you need to do is turn that talent to marketable value, either in goods or service, in exchange for money. Church does not make anybody rich. Rather, church preachings can make you poor. Because what church does is church mops up people's the capital that's supposed to go to stock market in shares to build the economy is what they put together to buy loads for their overseer. Unfortunately, the winner's man cannot drive that vehicle to his church. The
You
road from
can't.
Lagos to Otta is
It's,
almost
it's
terrible.
not,
It's
that's it.
almost terrible. So if you watch, they even told it, they carried it on a truck to go and show him. He can't drive that
Yes.
thing. Now, because there's no road, he's building a helipad inside Canal Land, airstrip, to fly from Canal Land to wherever you're going to. There's no road. So members are just being brainwashed, and it's very unfortunate. Churches aggregate. The one in Port Harcourt has a stadium as a very mighty structure, as a bigger than stadium. How can you tie down 50 billion in a church building? Imagine what 50 billion will do to a stock market. It's
That
crazy.
50 billion will build 2 refineries,
Finally. So and
100,
members go there to
100,000 barrels per day.
go and clap. So that's why church is getting poverty in Nigeria. Because it mop up people's character. People the capital, sorry, they mop up the capital in terms of tithes and offering. And invest it on liabilities. Church buildings, most of them have jets, two of them have jets. Adeboye and the redeem guy, I think he has a
Most
Adeboye and
of them
the
have. All of them have.
yes, are there the one in Warri. They all have private jets.
Ibiome.
Yes, these are proceeds on people's
Suleiman
proceeds.
has two. Apostle Suleiman, Johnson Suleiman has two.
That's where there's poverty.
Orisha Jaffa has.
There's poverty among
They all have. They all have. And they
that's
pride
what
themselves in it. That's my pain.
yeah.
Not
It's
a single part of the aeroplane is made in Nigeria to create jobs for your people.
correct.
And you
It's
pride
business.
yourself in having an aeroplane. I don't
And
get it.
the richest church in the world, Catholic Church, the Pope doesn't have any private jet. He
You can
flies
imagine
commercial.
that.
He flies commercial. He flies commercial.
So
No,
is it that they are busier than the Pope?
no, it's a business center. It's not a church. This guy described them very well. What's his name?
Femi Falana.
Yes, they are business centers. They're not churches. They are pure business centers. So people need to know that. That is why they are weaponizing poverty. And people are poor because of lack of knowledge. It's in the Bible.
But can't
Let us,
we appeal to them? Can't we appeal to them in such a way that, yes, they want to make money. Everybody wants to make money. But they can make that money by investing it in things that actually grow the economy and create jobs. Can't they do that? What stops them from doing that?
they can do that, but Catholic Church owns a lot of hospitals across Nigeria, across schools. Most of them, I went to a Catholic secondary school. So they should emulate the Catholic Church. Turn the money to institutions that will benefit the masses. I
You know,
was born in a Catholic hospital. I was born in a Catholic hospital. I went to Catholic school, all subsidized. So I expect Pentecostals to do the same.
Pascal, when
Mm,
we were growing up,
mm,
there was a different type of Christianity. I say there are two types of Christianity. There is the missionary Christianity and there's the
correct,
Pentecostal Christianity.
correct,
The missionary Christianity, which was the Christianity in Nigeria before 1960, 1970, right?
correct,
That was a Christianity where the church was building free schools.
correct.
The church was building free hospitals. The church was giving free food to people. Do you understand? But the Pentecostal type of Christianity is a Christianity that feeds on the people in such a manner that is not symbiotic. Yes,
What
feed
happened?
on the people, but
What happened
use
was
the money to develop the economy. Because
in
right
colonial.
now, no church gives free school anymore. In fact, you can't even pay for their school. Hospital, you can't even pay for it. No free hospital anymore, as it
Yes.
was. So even the Christianity, we can't really blame the Christianity, but the practitioners of the Christianity. Because the Christianity that we had growing up provided free services. But this one now, no such free services. So my question again is, how do we make these religious leaders now? And it's not just Christianity, even Islam. The way they practice Islam in Nigeria is different from the way they practice it in Saudi Arabia. Even our traditional religion, that some people are clamoring that we should go back to our traditional religion. I say, look, every politician in Nigeria today, before they go for election, they will first of all go to a shrine. And one babalawo will give them power. We probably ask them to go and bring 1 day old baby and pound them in a mortar. Ask them to bring their loved ones, use their private part for power. So even our traditional religion is the biggest enabler of the bad leaders and the corruption that we have. So how do we convince these religious leaders that, look, we're not saying don't make money, but let's look at the pattern of the Christians or the religious leaders in America, the religious leaders in Europe, in Asia. How do we convince them to say, develop, use that money, go to do backward integration, go to critical production activities to create jobs? How do we convince them to do that? Instead of wasting the money on buying cars that creates unemployment here and ship our jobs abroad. How do we do that?
Well, recently, Pastor Dadamina spoke on the tithing, which I've, because I have, I've shared that with him over the years. So I was happy that he was able to go open. He has repented. So he needs some dent on them, but I don't know how the mileage that will go to reorient the people. The problem is that Nigerians are vulnerable. The educational system has collapsed. So the school that's supposed to give them some knowledge to know what to do has collapsed. The second platform, which the pulpit, is not pushing the right message. The media is not pushing the right message out there. So the three platforms for education have been are disappointing. School, religion, and media. The three of them, none is pushing the right message to the masses. That's a very big problem. So I don't know. I don't know how we will do it. Maybe we have to find a way. Maybe media may be the easier one we can use
Yeah,
because
yeah. So
I
Chris,
I cannot become I can't go to the pulpit to talk to them. So media may be a way to push the
yes,
message to them.
Chris Chikezie is giving us a very good suggestion. Said, push and publicize your ideas. It will cost money. time, and energy. Sensitize Nigerians. Collaborate with like minds. The guy with you is very sound. Sell your idea. Push for it. I
Okay.
think this summarizes it all.
Yeah.
We'll continue to do what we're doing. And Chris, please, if you can also join us, because for you to, I've seen you now, you have made a couple of statements. Chris, um,
Olayomi.
yes,
Olusoye.
yes, yes. Olayomi Odusonya, yes. Chris Olayomi Odusonya, then Audu, I think Audu is gone.
Okay.
Audu was here earlier. Audu Aliyu. We need people like you to join us to push this message out. The way the algorithm works, I used to think that every time I talk about IMF and World Bank, right? Every time I did a video on IMF and World Bank, it doesn't get views.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
thought I thought that it was the platform, that it was IMF and World Bank, that probably they have bribed the platforms to
Okay.
to limit the reach. But I found out that it was not so. It is we Nigerians that are not interested in the topic.
It's not Bobrisky. If you're Bobrisky, everybody
If it's
they'll be
Bobrisky now,
they'll
I
be
did a
interested.
video about Bobrisky in one day, the thing got 20,000 views. So it is the people. So that's why I say, all of you, Olayomi Odusonya, Chris Chikezie, Audu Aliyu, people like you, and those of you that are still watching us, we need you to like and to share and to comment. You see, wickedness, evil thrives in society when good people keep quiet. You see, this talk that we're having now, you and I, Pascal, it may appear as though it is insignificant, but it is doing something.
Yeah.
And the more we consistently continue to do it, like Odusonya said, Chikezie said, it will cost money. It costs money. The internet is not free.
Yes.
The time now is not free. There was something I was supposed to do. I had to leave it to come and do this. We almost will
Yes.
not have this meeting. Remember, we were supposed to start by 8,
Yes. Yes.
and then I had to shift it till 9. Yesterday, we were supposed to have it, but I was
Okay.
out all through. I came in about 11 p.m. So
Okay.
it will cost time, it will cost money, but we
Yes.
must still continue to push these messages. It may not
True.
be popular, but in the end, one by one, we'll get the message across. Let's talk
Yes.
about education. Two
Okay.
things I want us to talk about before we go this night: education and entertainment. We have
Okay.
talked about, in fact, education, entertainment, and business. You have
Okay.
mentioned 3 of them. Politics, we all know that one is
Mm.
corrupted.
Mhm.
Religion is being hijacked, tradition, that one has been hijacked. So media has been hijacked. Now we have education, we have entertainment, and we have
Okay.
business. Our businessmen, majority of them are not acting in the interest of the people, and the people are not seeing it, they are praising them. How do we go about this?
We- we- Can you explain more the split on your question?
Okay, fine. When I say the business people now, if I ask you to mention the top 10, top 20 business people in Nigeria, you mention the likes of them Dangote, them Femi Otedola, them Tony Lumelu, and all that, right? Now
Yes.
they are doing business, they are making big money for themselves. And I
Correct.
don't blame them for that. But if you look at the way they make money, eh, they make money by supporting the IMF policies. They do business by implementing policies that benefit a few at the detriment of the majority. That's how they make money. So rather than for a Dangote to engage in wheat farming, he refused to do it because he said it himself in his interview that
Yes.
his funders decided that it was conflict of interest. They don't want it.
Okay.
So he did not get funding to do wheat farming because that will compete against Europe. Europe is
Yeah.
known for
Wait.
for wheat. So Europe does not want anybody to compete with them in their area of strength. So rather
Correct.
than our Dangote to push and say, no, I will look for alternative source of funds, he decides to say, okay, fine, let's do the one that will benefit you. So he decides to do cement, he decides to do refinery. And if you look
Okay.
at the refinery now is becoming clear. We were arguing it before. People said no, when it comes online, it will be better for everybody. The refinery now is clear that it's benefiting only the rich
Yes.
and not the poor. And if you take it, the same thing with Femi Otedola, just take it, just check all of them. All our business people, they are engaging in businesses that benefit only a few and not the majority of the people.
That's what I said earlier. Government need to drive the economy in the right direction. Like I said the last time we met. Government policy need to drive their behavior. Government is not doing the regulation is weak. For example, if you look at our the privilege in the industry, all the beers in Nigeria are based on imported ingredients. Government has to have a policy that to be backward integration. Wheat, we can do without wheat. Wheat is starch. We have other options. Government should de-emphasize wheat and encourage the one we can produce in Nigeria. Wheat requires a temperate region, winter, cold region to thrive. You can't thrive in tropical zone. So it's about government driving the right behavior. Government not doing that. Because if you can drive a change from wheat, the pressure on forests will drop. We spend so much importing wheat into this country. Wheat is one of the after rice is the second most consumed food staple food in Nigeria. Bread and
Yeah.
co. So government need to de-emphasize wheat and emphasize tropical crops, cassava, or you can do substitute can be 50-50 instead of 100% wheat. If you use cassava flour or maize flour into it to reduce the volume of wheat we importing into the country. So it's that policies government can drive. Average businessman will take the route of least resistance, easy way to profit. That's how a private investor thinks. Easy path to profit. It's only government policy that can force them to take the more punishing, longer route to that add value to the system. Of course, it's easier for Dangote to import petrol and become a monopoly. Putting a refinery means he even went extra mile. That's what government. That's why I tell people, I'm not interested in really interested in Dangote petrol being cheaper. May I look at the value addition. If Dangote fuel is 1,001 and imported one is 1,001, Dangote one is a better option because it creates job. It creates job in the Lekki axis. So if Dangote is selling petrol at 1,100, it's adding value to the economy. Unlike the imported version that comes to the cup, that's no value addition.
Is it really adding value, sir? Is it
It's
really
adding
adding
value.
value?
It's adding value now.
How?
It's creating employment. It's going to pay tax to local state government.
No, they gave him tax holiday for how many years?
No, no, no. Not, that is for corporate, not for payee. He must pay for payee. He will pay the payee tax to the state government. The corporate tax is what he may not pay. The one to federal government, which is taxed after profit. There are two types of taxes. Payee, employee tax and pension is statutory. You must pay that. Once there's every payroll, there's a tax component on it, which is payee tax. That one will be dotted and remitted to the Lagos State Internal Board of Internal Revenue for employee. It's the corporate tax. At the end of the financial year, after auditing accounts, that's where it has a tax relief. That's okay. Meanwhile, but just one thing, he's saving Nigeria forex. You see the value addition. He's buying crude in naira, sells in naira. That forex burden has been taken away. So with time, Nigeria, the pressure on dollars on the forex market will be getting down with time.
You see, this dollar part, this is say is saving Dangote Refinery is saving us dollars. I
Yes.
don't buy it. You know why I don't buy it? Because it's all paper money. The reason why I
No,
say
no,
it's paper money is this. Number
no,
one, we shouldn't be talking about pressure on forex.
no.
What?
Say I go to work now. If
Yeah.
he's taking 600 barrels at naira, there will be a shortfall on the forest inflow. Government will now be forced to think of how to increase production. Government may go back to start drilling more wells to be able to meet up OPEC quota. If government is meeting OPEC quota, dollar is coming in. Dollar is not going to import fuel again. Naira will start appreciating.
You see
Naira will
why I
start
have a
appreciating.
problem with that. You see, we are so fixated on this, oh, dollar will come in, the value will rise thing. We're not going to eat dollar. If the
No,
dollar
now.
comes in, we're not going to eat dollar. What we need is we need food, we need
Good.
security, and all of these things. What we need is local investment solutions that will produce our own steel. So Ajakuta steel must be working. Create all the infrastructure we need for transmission line for power, for tractors for agriculture, for health manufacturing, for education, for refinery. You need all the pipeline for it. For road, bitumen, infrastructure, all of those things. So what we need is our local production base to be improved. Because even if you bring the dollar and we're not manufacturing, we're not going to eat the dollar. That's why I say it's a hoax. Because look, before now, 2023 here, we should have a $40 billion surplus in terms of importing refined petrol products and exporting crude and natural gas. It's on record, even though NMPC does not want to show us. We have the likes of Statista, we have the likes of top world top export, have the likes of OEC. These are international data mining and data organizations that provide such data, and the data is there. We exported $50 billion worth of crude, $10 billion worth of natural gas. That's $60 billion. And
Good.
consistently for years, our importation of refined petrol products is $20 billion. Even if you say it is 60-40 joint venture, we still that's 30 billion. We still should have a $10 billion excess, considering the fact that even the $20 billion that was brought in is used to buy refined petrol product that is still set to us at higher rates than they sell even in America. So when they say forex, it's just fixation on nothing. What we need is production, and that's one of the reasons why I am. People don't know. They say, "Are you Igbo? You're not even Igbo. You are carrying Peter Obi on your head." In fact, an Igbo guy thoroughly abused me yesterday. That Peter Obi, I'm telling you, that Peter Obi is a waste of time, and me, I'm giving useless advice. That me and my Peter Obi is like Peter Obi like me. But one of the reasons why I'm carrying Peter Obi on my head, why we need more people like Peter Obi, is simple: to take us away from consumption to production. That is what IMF does not want.
Yes, of
That is
course.
what they don't want.
For
So all of
for you to move from production to consumption, you need a leader that is with integrity, who is not corrupt. It takes integrity
exactly,
and transparency, not being corrupt, to be able to transition from consumption to production. For you to produce, our steel sector at Jakuta must come on stream.
yeah.
That's where you may need forex. Most of the manufacturing sector need forex because Nigeria is not a tech company. We need to buy spare parts, machineries, some
Sir,
raw
sir,
materials. Okay.
Pascal, we don't need forex for that. You just talked about BRICS. Russia is ready to help us to
No,
achieve
no,
that.
no. I'm talking with at the current context that BRICS. No, I'm talking about as at today. When BRICS comes on stream, the reality might change. I'm talking as at today. If you want to do transactions tomorrow, we see need for dollars to transaction tomorrow. And I'm talking about today. So because Nigerian steel sector is overdue. Until we fix it, we cannot unlock values in the economy. We need to fix our steel industry. And that industry we need to fix is pharmaceutical. Nigeria, 200 million people can be importing drugs. Drugs is about botanical. Nigeria is a tropical zone. We should be able to plant the herbs and produce drugs. Basic drugs, anti-malaria. There's no reason that just we are importing anti-malaria. Antibiotics, these two are critical. These are typical drugs for tropical zone. For hypertensive, I can understand. For diabetes, but for these two critical antibiotics, anti-malaria in particular, we shouldn't be importing them from India. It's very, very embarrassing. We're saying importing over-the-counter drugs from India, putting pressure on our foreign. Then clothing. Clothing is not rocket science. We have the two. Nigeria can plant cotton from petroleum, can produce clothes. Textile industry. To clothe 200 million Nigerians is a big business. Look at this country, Vietnam. They export clothes over 35 billion USD. Nigeria can unlock that value. Nigeria can be the textile hub for Africa. Producing clothes for West African coast is a big business footwears. I don't know why we're putting with petrol. We can produce artificial materials for shoes. So if to produce shoes, toothbrush. So industry, these are the industry's value chain from petrochemical. These are things you should produce locally. So government is not having the right behavior. Drinks, red wine is not rocket science. You should be able to produce equivalent of that with our own agricultural inputs. So these are things. When better government start unlocking values in these sectors, unemployment will reduce drastically. There should be emergency in agriculture. We must be able to feed ourselves to start with. Once we cannot feed yourself, you are the mercy of World Bank and IMF. They
Yeah.
control it through food, through sanction, which is food. They can control the, they can do effect a regime change through sanction on food. So Nigeria must be food independence, clothing independence. These basic things. We have to start producing them. We don't need to produce rocket at this stage. Just make sure that basic things. Education. Instead of people going giving people scholarship to go to Europe, to UK, bring our professors, bring them back to Nigeria to teach. Pay them competitive salary, welfare. The medical, bring our doctors can start coming back. The first job can happen. You can still bring our medical doctors from UK back to Nigeria. Give them competitive welfare package. They'll come back to Nigeria. It's cheaper to have a specialist hospital in each of the state capitals that can handle those cases than flying people to India. Nigeria can be the health tourism center for West Africa. Instead of Ghana, Togo going to India, they can come to Nigeria for tertiary medical care. These are the industry you can unlock. Let's forget about electronics and machinery. These are the basic things. Then energy, everything about solar. Let's go back in this state near Abuja. Nasarawa has a lithium ion. So we have all the you have silicon to put the panels itself. These are things you can do. So government need to start thinking. Right now, there's no minister for industry and mines. So this, I don't know the critical sectors.
No,
Will not
there is
appoint
so.
any minister
Okay,
for
they
industry.
just sacked. They just sacked. Nkiruka is the minister of industry now.
Maybe just now. So the critical sectors. Will not appointing people into those critical sectors that will grow the GDP. I don't know. I don't also understand him. Maybe Tribune is not just under pressure to perform. It's comfortable with IMF. They are giving back in. That's what I think will happen.
Exactly. He's
It's
satisfied with
not
the
under,
backing of IMF and World Bank.
he's not in any pressure to perform. That is just it. He's on his comfort zone. There's no internal pressure. Probably we need to start increasing pressure, probably from the north. Only the north can put pressure on him. He has captured the south. So only north can put pressure on
Yeah,
him.
he has
He has really
captured the
captured
South.
the south, particularly southwest.
Even South too.
Yeah, yes. He has a lot of supporters in the south. I've observed that.
It is well. Anyway, we'll keep pushing. We have done quite a lot today, even though with all the hitch and all the
Yeah.
technical glitches here and there. We've done quite enough. I hope we'll be able to continue today. But I want us to do something there. Maybe we just keep it short. I don't know. Because we really take a lot of time. We'll keep it short. Maybe one hour, one hour every day. So that I don't know. And then I will reach out to you. Maybe we'll just highlight these topics and
Okay.
then we can pre-record them.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
record them once and then we can now cut them to be distributing.
Yes.
So many things that we still need we can cover. We have not even talked about the abundance party. We have not talked about the solutions that we are pushing and all that.
Every party shouldn't be live because you don't know who you're joining. You will look at you. By the time you apply for registration, they will refuse to register you. That's what-
Okay.
yes,
All
yes,
right.
because you don't know who you're joining. If you discuss something, by the time you apply for CAC, when you go to the corporate affairs to register, they will throw you out. They say that troublemaker is coming up. So what to do is we can register it. Let's register it first. We now start talking
Well,
about the
that
case.
talking.
Yes, but you say so much now to register it because it's an issue.
Oh God, and it's true. It's
Eh,
true.
If they tell you that abundance has been registered, you have to go and put another name that will make it to be at the down of the ballot paper. You cannot go. I aim to be number one. You cannot be number one again.
Oh God. Oh God. Okay. Maybe we just go ahead and register it then instead of all this long
Because
process that we're going through.
they maybe you can register it to occupy the slot, but the abundance has been taken.
Father Lord, you just made
they,
a
can,
very serious point.
they can do that now. They can just key it in their system.
Oh,
Okay,
God,
when you do
oh,
what when you do the name search, they say abundance is not available. You can take another name. So this country one needs to be careful.
oh, guys,
That's what they did to Labour
it's
Party
so
now.
great.
Labour Party after they start something that is close to Labour Party just to confuse people that are going to vote. That's exactly what Labour did. They start something close to Labour Party. Similar, the logo was very close to.
It
People,
is well.
yeah.
Anyway, we'll do our best. We'll continue to do our best and hope that God will do the rest. We'll do our best. We'll do our best. Thank you very much for today.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. I
You
mean,
too.
night rest, rather.